5 of my story. Chapter 1 Spy School. One day Daniela was walking home from school, very, very slowly and suspiciously. When she got home, her mom asked, "How was school, honey?" "Oh, the usual," said Daniela. "Fighting dummies and conquering jetpack flying," she said. "Good," said her mom as she x-rayed the flour for her apple energy pie. A minute later, Daniela's dad came home. "How was work, Dad?" asked Daniela as he entered the house.
"Fine," said her dad. "My boss caught a signal of bad Brad near Virginia, so he's pretty far from here. Nothing to worry about."
"Can Sarah come over tomorrow?" Daniela asked. "If it's okay with her mom," said Daphne, Daniela's mom. Sarah was Daniela's best friend and went to the same school as her. The next day, Daniela and Sarah walked to school together. At school, Daniela's teacher, Ms. Kingsley, assigned homework to watch Spy Kids and practice teleporting 2 to 3 yards. On the way home, Sarah walked with Daniela. Sarah broke the silence. "So, think you could get Bad Brad in one shot?"
"Maybe," said Daniela. "But even though my dad said he was in Virginia, I feel like I'm being watched."
"What up?" said Sarah. "I'm coming over today."
"Great!"
yelled Daniela. That night, Daniela dreamt that Sarah was caught by Bad Brad yelling, "You were right! You were right!"
"No!" Daniela woke up screaming. "No, no, something's happening."
Chapter 2 On the Move. That morning, Daniela phoned Sarah to tell her A. about the dream, and B. she was going on vacation that weekend.
"Can you come with us?"
"I'll ask my mom," Sarah said. The next day, they were off. Daniela, Sarah, Daphne, and Jordan. Daniela's dad. When they finally got there, they unpacked for an hour, which felt like a day, and they went to play putt-putt.
"I win!" shouted Daniela. "Now let's go back!"
In the middle of the night, all of a sudden, an alarm went off. Everyone woke up and looked outside Daniela's window. The hotel room next to theirs was smoking and on fire. Aside from all that, though, Daniela noticed a strange light that looked like it was coming from a flashlight glowing near the fire. "Look," said Daniela as she poked Sarah, but by the time she looked at the light, it was gone. Chapter 3 Strange Noises. The next day they all went to the beach. They had a great time. At high tide they surfed. Sarah could really hang 10. They all trooped back to their house, soaked. That night Daniela woke up startled. She was sure she heard something.
"Did you hear that?" she asked Sarah.
"Ugh," said Sarah. She was fast asleep. Then she heard it again. Thump, 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 thump. Until, crash, boom, bang, kapow! Everyone jumped out of bed. Sarah sprang into flight.
"What was that?"
questioned Sarah, hovering in the air.
I don't know," said Danielle, "but it was something."
Chapter 4 Trouble. The next day, they started to head home, but first stopped in Virginia, which was on the way.
"Can we visit Grandma?" asked Daniela. "Sure," said her father, "but first let's stop at McDonald's."
After a great meal, they headed towards Grandma Sienna's house. "Hi," the family said to one another as Sarah huddled in the corner. At 6:00 p.m., they figured it was too late to drive, so they slept at Sienna's.
"Sarah," Daniela whispered.
"What?"
"Do you ever feel like you're being watched?"
"No," Sarah replied. Then there was a bump in the night. "Ah!" screamed Sarah, clutching Daniela's arm. "What was that?"
"Something's out there."
"Let's go check it out."
Oh, okay," Daniela said with a shaky voice.
"Come on!" They crept silently through the yard. Suddenly, a ghostly face appeared. "Run!" they both yelled at the same time. They ran all right, but it was a cue for whoever was out there to follow. Once they stepped into the light, Sarah recognized the face. "It's Brad! Brad!" she yelled so loud that Daniela's dad came crashing down the stairs with his gun and handcuffs in hand. He saw Brad, but he ran away too fast for him to do anything. Chapter 5 Got Ya. That morning, Daniela's dad called his boss.
Hello, excuse me, but, last night we saw Bad Brad last night, and, he tried to attack my, daughter and, her friend."
"Okay, good for you, but stop talking like that."
"Sure," he said as his face turned red with embarrassment.
After lunch, the family went to find Bad Brad and catch him. "I think he's in the woods," Sarah pointed out. As they trooped through the trees, Daniela thought she heard something in the bushes.
"I think I found the hideout,"
Daniela's dad announced as he pulled back a branch to reveal a little cottage. Just then, Bad Brad stepped out as the family tackled him and Daniela's dad cuffed him. "Got ya!" Sarah yelled victoriously.
I'll call the police, Jordan said. Danielle and Sarah danced around in a circle saying, Wake up and run! Wake up and run! Chapter 6. In the end. After all the excitement from the family, and the confusion from Bad Brad, and the police came, they all sat down. Daniela started the story with her dream, and the light, and how they heard a gun. Then Sarah came in with how Bad Brad tried to shoot them. And then Daniela's dad said how he found the cottage. I think this is a very interesting story, said Sheriff John. We'll put it in the paper tomorrow.
And sure enough, in the paper, the highlights were, Family heroes put Bad Brad out of business. The end. I actually got through it that time.